Uh, Very good morning to all of you. Topic mutation UV radiation. Uh, UV radiation is basically a part of electromagnetic radiation coming from sun. So sun is emitting a large range of radiation that has high energy to low energy. In our Earth, we receive light from sun, and along with light some extra radiation comes. They are useful for us for various physiological process, and apart from their usability, they have some bad effect on us also. So these radiation can be classified into category. One is called as your ionizing radiation, and other is called as non-ionizing radiation. In ionizing radiation category, we can keep X-rays, we can keep your gamma rays, cosmic rays. These are those radiation, part of radiation that has high energy and shorter wavelength. When they strike to any target molecule, these ionizing radiation causes the ejection of electron, and consequently the target gets ionized, and it causes harm to the target molecule. The target molecule may be the biological substance, especially your genetic material that have bad impact on survival of the organism. The other type of radiation, which we can say the non-ionizing radiation, among them X-ray is this UV radiation is one of the example. UV radiation is very important for us because they have some role to play in biology. They have diverse response shown by the plants and organisms, like we synthesize some vitamin D also by the UV radiation. UV radiation is basically, as you can see in this picture, it's the part of your electromagnetic radiation that shows from cosmic rays to radio waves. So when the radiation is coming from sun, it can be classified in this range. You can see it starts from cosmic ray, gamma rays, X-rays, UV rays, infrared, microwave, and radio waves from my right side to left side. And when we move from right side to left side, as you can see, one arrow is depicting that is showing the decrease in energy. So the highest energy is present in the cosmic rays, and the lowest energy is present in the radio waves. Lowest means not nil, not zero. They have certain amount of energy for which is used for their propagation. In that series, you can see a small slot is available for the light, which is shown in the white portion. It starts from 380 nanometer to 750 nanometer, and that is visible spectrum, which we can perceive, which we can see through our eyes. And in this you can see a UV radiation is also part of that. So it is UV radiation is a part of electromagnetic radiation. Now when UV radiation is coming from sun, the entire portion is not reaching to the earth because of the presence of your protective layer called as ozone layer. The Earth atmosphere upper layer has a zone that is called as stratosphere, which has a few centimeter thick layer of ozone molecule, is making a sheet like cover around the Earth, and that cover causes the filtering of UV radiation. And if we go little bit in depth into the UV radiation, the UV radiation is classified into three categories or three groups, you can say: UVA, UVB, and UVC. So the UVC has high energy in comparison to UVA. So UVA, you can see here, it lies towards 1 nanometer wavelength as in the diagram, and it starts from 100 nanometer to 180 nanometer. It starts from 280 nanometer, and that is your UVC radiation. Now, this UVC radiation is shortest wavelength. As you can see in the picture, the UVC has shorter wavelength than your UVA. So because of its shortest wavelength among all UV category, it is not long enough to penetrate into our nuclei or cell if it comes to Earth. And one more thing, the most of the UVC radiation is absorbed by ozone layer. So in the ozone layer, there is a mixture of oxygen and ozone. You know that oxygen is a diatomic molecule of oxygen, and ozone is a triatomic molecule of oxygen. Oxygen itself absorbs 100 to 200 nanometer wavelength, and ozone absorbs 200 to 280 nanometer. So as you can see, from 100 to 280 nanometer wavelength, which is part of your UV radiation, is absorbed by your ozone layer. Why it is concerned in present day? Because as we know that we are using lot of chlorofluorocarbon and some such similar material which is reaching to the upper atmospheric part, that is stratosphere, and causing the depletion of your ozone layer. So when there is a depletion of ozone layer, the thinning of ozone layer takes place. So when there will be thinning of ozone layer, the UV radiation coming from sun having three slots: slot A, slot C, which is 100 to 200 nanometer. UVB is a slot B that has 280 to 320 nanometer, and slot 3, that is UVA, having wavelength of 320 nanometer to 400 nanometer, is able to move from sun to our Earth atmosphere if there is no there is no ozone layer. Currently, because of ozone layer, UVC radiation is filtered out, and most of the UVB radiation is also filtered out by the ozone layer. It is only the UVC radiation which comes to Earth, and UVC has very less potential to cause mutation. What is our cause of concern? It is the UVB radiation which is coming to Earth because of द थिनिंग ऑफ योर ओजोन लेयर। जो ओजोन लेयर है उसके पतले हो जाने से जो ऑक्सीजन और ओजोन के मॉलिक्यूल हैं उनके दूर दूर हो जाने से उनके बीच से वो रेडिएशन, वो फोटॉन्स जो है पृथ्वी तक पहुंच जाते हैं, स्पेशली यूवी बी पोर्शन के। और यूवी बी पोर्शन इसलिए खतरनाक है क्योंकि उसका जो वेवलेंथ होता है 280 नैनोमीटर टू 320 नैनोमीटर, वो जो है हमारी स्किन में पेनिट्रेट कर जाता है और वहां पर पहुंच करके इतनी एनर्जी रखता है कि जो हमारे जेनेटिक मटेरियल है उसमें म्यूटेशन कॉज कर सके। अब कैसे करेगा वो हम लोग आगे देखेंगे। अब थोड़ा सा हम लोग ये देखते हैं कि जो जैसे मैं अभी बात कर रहा था यूवीसी की, तो यूवीसी तो मोस्ट ऑफ द यूवीसी इज फिल्टर्ड बाय द ओजोन लेयर। यूवीबी जो होता है वो बिकॉज ऑफ थिनिंग ये पृथ्वी तक पहुंच रहा है और लोगों में स्किन कैंसर या उससे रिलेटेड कैटरेक्ट को इंड्यूस कर रहा है। तो अब क्या होता है, ये क्यों आ रहा है? बिकॉज ये जो वेवलेंथ है, ये वेवलेंथ हमारे स्किन और अपर लेयर ऑफ एपिडर्मिस को अफेक्ट करता है, क्योंकि वो इस वेवलेंथ को एब्जॉर्ब कर सकता है। और उसके एब्जॉर्ब करने से क्या होता है कि हमारी स्किन में बर्निंग हो जाती है, हमारे स्किन में म्यूटेशन इंड्यूस हो जाता है, और ये जो है हमारे लिए हार्मफुल है। अब जो रहा आपका यूवीए, यूवीए उतना हार्मफुल नहीं है, और ये अमंग द यूवी रेडिएशन सबसे लॉन्गेस्ट वेवलेंथ है, जो कि 320 से 400 नैनोमीटर तक जाता है। और ये जो है ये हमारे स्किन में पेनिट्रेट कर सकता है। अगर इसकी ज्यादा मात्रा है तो ये क्या इंड्यूस करेगा? रिंकलिंग और एजिंग। ये म्यूटेशन कॉज नहीं करेगा, ये रिंकलिंग और एजिंग को प्रमोट करेगा। और ये जो है ओजोन लेयर के द्वारा फिल्टर हो जाता है और हमारे यहाँ पहुंच जाता है। अब बेसिकली जो ये ओजोन लेयर से फिल्टर होके हम तक पहुंच रहा है, पार्ट ऑफ यूवी बी और यूवी ए, ये हमारे लिए थोड़ा सा कॉज ऑफ कंसर्न है। इसमें हम यूवी ए से बचाव और यूवी बी से बचाव हम कर सकते हैं यूज करके एक जो क्रीम आती है, सनस्क्रीन होती है, उनको लगा करके हम जितने भी हमारे एक्सपोज्ड एरिया हैं उनमें हम जब भी धूप में जाएं, स्पेशली गर्मी के दिनों में 10 से 4 के बीच में, तो हम सनस्क्रीन का प्रयोग। ये सनस्क्रीन जो होते हैं इनको मार्केट में आप जाएंगे तो इनमें एसपीएफ होता है, मतलब इट्स ए इंडिकेटर दैट शोज हाउ मच द यूवीबी रेडिएशन और यूवी रेडिएशन इज एब्जॉर्ब बाय दीज सनस्क्रीन्स। तो जिस सनस्क्रीन का जितना कम नंबर होगा, जैसे सनस्क्रीन 15 यानी एसपीएफ फैक्टर उसका 15 है, आप लोग अपने सनस्क्रीन के उस पे देखिएगा, उसमें एसपीएफ फैक्टर लिखा होता है, परसेंटेज लिखा होता है। जितना कम उसका परसेंटेज होगा, जैसे एसपीएफ 15, यानी ये बताता है कि केवल 15% यूवी ही आपके स्किन में पहुंच पाएगी, बाकी 85% यूवी कट हो जाएगी, उतनी जो है आपकी नहीं पहुंच पाएगी। तो इसलिए हमें जितना एसपीएफ कम वाले सनस्क्रीन होते हैं तो अपने स्किन पर लगाना चाहिए, स्पेशली वो जो एक्सपोज्ड पार्ट है। दूसरी बात, ये तो सनस्क्रीन की हो गई। इसीलिए जब भी आपने देखा होगा जो खिलाड़ी खेल रहे होते हैं उनके चेहरों पर जो एक खास तौर से एक लेप लगा होता है, दैट इज ऑल्सो अ पार्ट ऑफ दैट सनस्क्रीन। और भी जगहों पर आप देख सकते हैं जो लोग सन से एक्सपोज्ड होते हैं के लिए ये होता है। दूसरा, कुछ कपड़े भी ऐसे बनाए गए हैं जो यूवी रेडिएशन को एब्जॉर्ब करते हैं, और वो जो होते हैं उनको बोलते हैं यूपीएफ टाइप ऑफ क्लोथ, अल्ट्रावायलेट प्रोटेक्शन फैब्रिक, अल्ट्रावायलेट प्रोटेक्शन फैब्रिक। तो जितना यूपीएफ आपका कम होगा वो उतना ही बेहतर कपड़ा होगा। तो ऐसे कपड़े भी लें जो कम यूपीएफ के हो, जैसे यूपीएफ 20, यानी ये केवल 20% ही यूवी रेडिएशन को हमारे स्किन में अलाउ करेगा। हालांकि अभी जो रीसेंट ट्रेंड देखने को मिला है 2020-21 के बीच में जो डाटा रिलीज हुआ है, उसमें ये पाया गया है कि हमारी ओजोन की जो परत है that is healing, so the depletion is getting slow and the thickness is increasing. So it's a good indication, but still we should avoid getting exposed to the UV radiation either coming from sun or from some other sources, because it is harmful and can cause skin cancer. So this is basically what is UV light and which portion is harmful and what protection we shall take from this harmful radiation. Now, how it works, that is more important. So UV radiation जो होता है, that I said it is a non-ionizing radiation. That means when it strikes to your target, it do not cause the ejection of electron. What it does, it causes the increase in the energy of that target molecule, and their excitation level increases. So when the molecule gets excited, it makes the reaction to their nearby molecules. So it is a kind of non-ionizing radiation causing changes in the target molecule. What happens? Our genetic material consists of bases, and we know that we have purine and pyrimidine. Purines are A and G, adenine and guanine, and pyrimidines are thymine, cytosine, and your uracil. When there is a UV radiation, or apart from UV radiation, the bases have tendency to absorb radiation around 254 to 260 nanometer, exactly 254. So they absorb this range of radiation, and you know that 254 nanometer is the part of UV, you can say UVA and UVB के बीच का जो ट्रांजिशन जोन होता है वहां पर होता है. So that is why UVB radiation is very harmful for us and the part of your spectrum of the higher end of UVA. What happens when there is a UV light coming from sun, especially the portion B? When it falls on our skin absorbs this light, UV radiation. As we know that there is a slot of 100 to 280 nanometer, then 280 to 320 nanometer. So the light is not divided into exact this classified boundary. It has gradient of energy. So when UV light falls on our skin, some of the energy is absorbed by the skin, and rest of the energy is passed to the other molecules who are present below your skin. So you know that the skin, or below skin, we have epidermal layer, epithelial cells. So these cells have nuclei. So when there is a fall of 280 nanometer wavelength energy, when energy passes downward, energy loses, so it will go down 280 to 270, 260, 254. So when it reaches to the nuclei, the pyrimidine molecules, which are your uracil, thymine, and cytosine, they become activated, and when they get activated, they reach to their resting stage to higher excited state, and when they reach to higher excited state, they react with their nearby molecule. Among these pyrimidine molecule, thymine molecule is very much susceptible for UV radiation. So that is why there is this is the picture in which you can see that two thymine molecules are present in the DNA strand, and in this DNA strand, when the UV light falls, two thymine molecule gets cross-linked, which are present close to each other, not in the other strand, when there is a T, so two thymine molecule gets linked with each other because of the energy supplied by the UV light. So that is why it leads to the formation of thymine dimer. This is the most common structure formed by the absorption of your UV light. Some of the other products are also formed where there is a single bond formation takes place between the two thymine molecule, and these are called as 6,4 photoproducts, because one is linked to the 6 carbon and other is linked to the 4th carbon, so they make the 6,4 photoproduct. So these molecules are called as cyclobutyl dimers because they have a cyclic structure, and they make the such a dimeric structure which is induced by UV radiation. So this is basically how your UV radiation causes change in your genetic material. So you have to remember, when UV radiation strike to your genetic material, especially PB range, and it causes the induction of formation of thymine dimer or pyrimidine dimer. So you can see the UV radiation is a kind of induced mutation. UV radiation is causing induced mutation. Now what happens after the this phenomena taking place, formation of pyrimidine dimer? Now you can see here it's a 3-dimensional structure where we can see at the left hand side we have normal double-stranded DNA. When there is a UV radiation, it strikes to your genetic material. When the region where the pyrimidine molecules are present close to each other, they gets cross-linked, formation of dimer takes place. So here you can see where the arrows are indicating, it is showing that there is a cross-linking and dimer formation is taking place, and they are called as thymine dimer. And what consequence takes place? Because of the formation of this thymine dimer, the strand which shows the formation of thymine dimer gets bulgy in structure. It bulges, and this bulginess causes the distorted structure of double strand DNA. Now when there is a bulginess or distortion in the structure of your DNA, it leads to trouble in the replication process. It leads to trouble in the replication process because your DNA polymerase and other associated enzyme cannot easily move from 5' to 3' direction for synthesis, or repair mechanism is also disturbed. So this leads to creation of problem, because if the DNA is not repaired, it will lead to defect, and that defect causes the deletion of that portion. So say for example here two cross-linking of thymine dimer is taking place. These two molecules will be deleted from the DNA, and when there is a deletion from one strand, in the next round what will happen? The incorrect molecules may be added, and that incorrect molecule addition leads to creation of your mutation. These mutation leads to formation of frame shift type of mutation, and that is why there is induction of cancer like disease or some other associated immunogenic diseases are seen getting induced by UV radiation. So this is what we learned. What is UV light? What are their categories, and how UV light causes mutation in the genetic material, and what happens after the this mutation takes place. So as I said, it leads to the formation of bulgy appearance in one strand, and that leads to the deletion of that portion from the DNA. and that gets, that promotes the incorporation of wrong molecule the next cycle of replication and causing the formation of your mutation.